Hello everyone and welcome back to Simple Easy English. I'm Emily. Hi Emily. Hi everyone. It's great to be here again. It's wonderful to have you back, Paul. And to all our amazing listeners, thank you for tuning in. Today we have a super simple and useful topic for you beginners out there. That's right, Emily. We're going to talk about our day. You know, the things we do every day. It's a fantastic way to learn some basic verbs and vocabulary. Exactly. Before we start, if you enjoy learning English with us, please remember to subscribe to our channel, share this episode with your friends who are also learning, and give us a thumbs up. It really helps us a lot. Yes, please do. We love hearing from you, too. So, feel free to leave a comment about your day or anything you're learning. Okay, Paul, are you ready to talk about what we do during the day? Absolutely, Emily. Let's start with the morning. What do you usually do in the morning? Well, the first thing I do is wake up. I usually wake up around 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock? That's a good time. I sometimes wake up a little earlier around 6:30. Wow, you're an early bird, Paul. After I wake up, I get out of bed. Me, too. Get out of bed is a very important phrase. That's right. After that, I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and wash my face. Brush my teeth and wash my face. These are also very common actions. That's right. After that, I go to the kitchen. Ah, the kitchen. What do you do in the kitchen in the morning? I usually make breakfast. Make breakfast. What do you usually have for breakfast, Emily? I often have coffee and toast. Sometimes I eat fruit, too, like a banana or an apple. Coffee and toast. Simple and delicious. I usually have tea and some cereal. Nice. After breakfast, I get dressed. Get dressed. That means you put on your clothes. Exactly. I choose my clothes for the day and put them on. And what do you do after you get dressed, Emily? Well, if I'm going out, I might put on my shoes and my coat. Put on my shoes and put on my coat. Very good. Then I usually leave the house. Leave the house. Where do you usually go when you leave the house in the morning? I usually go to work. I work in an office. Go to work. I sometimes work from home, but sometimes I also go to an office. That's interesting. So Paul, what do you do in the morning? Can you tell us about your routine? Sure. I wake up around 6:30. Then I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I wash my face and brush my teeth. After that, I go to the kitchen and make tea and have cereal for breakfast. Then I get dressed. If I need to go to the office, I put on my shoes and maybe a jacket. Then I leave the house and go to work. That's a great morning routine, Paul. We used a lot of important verbs there. Wake up. Get out of bed. Go to the bathroom. Brush my teeth. Wash my face. Go to the kitchen. Make breakfast. Have breakfast. Get dressed. Put on shoes. Put on a coat. Leave the house. Go to work. Yes, those are very useful verbs for beginners. Let's talk about what we do during the day. Emily, what do you do at work? At work, I usually sit at my desk and work on my computer. I answer emails and write reports. Sit at my desk, work on my computer, answer emails, and write reports. These are all things many people do at work. That's right. Sometimes I also have meetings with my colleagues. Have meetings. Meetings are when people get together to talk about work. Exactly. What about you, Paul? What do you do during the day? Especially if you work from home. If I work from home, I also sit at my desk and use my computer. I might write articles or prepare lessons. Sometimes I have online meetings. Write articles, prepare lessons, and online meetings. Very useful. Yes. And then usually around lunchtime, I have lunch. Have lunch. What do you usually eat for lunch, Paul? I often have a sandwich or a salad. Something light. A sandwich. A salad sounds healthy. I sometimes bring my lunch from home or I go out to eat. Go out to eat. That's nice. After lunch, we usually go back to work. Yes. Back to work until the end of the day. What happens after work, Paul? After work, I usually go home. Go home. That's a great feeling. What do you do when you get home? Well, sometimes I relax on the sofa and watch TV. Relax on the sofa. Watch TV. That sounds nice and relaxing. It is. Sometimes I also cook dinner. Cook dinner. What do you like to cook? I like to cook pasta or sometimes I make a simple soup. Pasta. Soup. Delicious. I also like to cook dinner. Sometimes I try new recipes. That's fun. After dinner, what do you usually do, Emily? After dinner, I often wash the dishes. Wash the dishes. Not my favorite activity, but it has to be done. Me neither. Sometimes I read a book or talk to my family or friends. Read a book, talk to my family, talk to my friends. These are all great evening activities. What about you, Paul? What do you do in the evening? In the evening, I sometimes go for a walk. Go for a walk. That's good exercise. Yes, it is. Or I might listen to music. Listen to music. What kind of music do you like? I like many kinds, but often I listen to something relaxing in the evening. That sounds lovely. Then before going to bed, what do you do? I usually brush my teeth again. Brush my teeth. Good habit. Yes, it is. And then I go to bed. Go to bed. What time do you usually go to bed, Paul? I try to go to bed around 10:30 or 11 o'clock. That's a good time. I usually go to bed a little later around 11:30. So to summarize our day, we talked about waking up, getting ready in the morning, going to work or working from home, having lunch, finishing work, going home, relaxing, having dinner, and going to bed. Yes, Paul, we covered so many useful everyday actions. Let's quickly review some of the key verbs we used. Wake up. Get out of bed. Brush teeth. Wash face. Make breakfast. Have breakfast. Get dressed. Put on shoes. Put on a coat. Leave the house. Go to work. Sit at my desk. Work on my computer. Answer emails. Write reports. Have meetings. Write articles. Prepare lessons. Have lunch. Go home. Relax. Watch TV, cook dinner, wash the dishes, read a book, talk to family, friends, go for a walk, listen to music, go to bed. That's a fantastic list, Emily. These are all things that everyone does regularly, so learning these phrases is super helpful for beginners. Absolutely. And remember, you can use these phrases to talk about your own day. Try to think about what you do from morning until night and say it in English. That's great practice. You can even write it down. Writing can help you remember the words and phrases better. Yes, that's a wonderful idea, Paul. And don't worry if you don't know all the words yet. Just try your best and you'll learn more and more each day. Exactly. Learning a new language takes time and practice. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress, no matter how small it seems. That's such good advice, Paul. Well, I think we've covered a lot about our day today. Hopefully, our listeners found this helpful. I hope so, too, Emily. It was fun talking about our daily routines. It was, Paul. And to our listeners, thank you so much for joining us today on Mr. English Channel. We really appreciate you being here. Yes, thank you. And if you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future lessons. That's right. And please share this episode with anyone you know who is also learning English. It would mean a lot to us and we love to hear from you. So, please leave a comment below telling us about your day in English or any other topics you'd like us to talk about in the future. Yes, we read your comments and appreciate your feedback. So, until next time, keep practicing your English and have a wonderful day. Bye for now, everyone. Goodbye. Music. Decompress. I agree. I usually change into comfortable clothes and sit on my sofa for a bit, too. Maybe read the news. And then dinner. Jessie makes dinner around 6:30 p.m. Yes, I also make dinner around that time, between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. I like to cook, too, like Jessie, but sometimes I order food. Yes, me too. It's nice to have a break from cooking sometimes. And after dinner, the dishes, right? Yes, the dishes. No escape. But it's part of the routine. And then evening activities. Jessie spends time with her family. I often spend time with my family, too. Or I might watch a movie or read a book. Sometimes I go for a walk like Jessie. So that's quite similar. Yes, very similar. And before bed, Jessie takes a shower and reads a book. I also take a shower in the evening and I like to read a book, too. Or listen to an audiobook. It helps me relax before I go to bed. Yes, me too. And what time do you usually go to bed, Paul? Jessie said 10:30 p.m. I try to go to bed around 10:30 p.m. or 11 p.m. So, very similar to Jessie, I try to get enough sleep, too, around 7 or 8 hours. Yes, that's my goal, too. Around 10:30 p.m. or 11 p.m. is ideal. So, it seems like Jessie has a very typical busy weekday routine, just like many of us. Yes, definitely. It's great to see how much we can learn from her simple description. All these verbs like wake up, get out of bed, brush teeth, make coffee, get dressed, eat breakfast, go to work, have lunch, finish work, go home, make dinner, wash dishes, take a shower, read a book, go to bed. These are everyday actions. Exactly. And all the time expressions. 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 12 p.m., 4:30 p.m., 5 p.m., 6:30 p.m., 10:30 p.m. So useful. Yes. Very important for talking about your day. Well, Emily, should we listen to Jessie's routine one more time? It's good to hear it again after discussing it. That's a great idea, Paul. Let's listen to Jessie again. Pay attention to all the words and phrases we just talked about. Music. Hello, my name is Jessie. I want to tell you about my daily routine. I wake up at 6 a.m. every weekday. I don't like waking up early, but my job starts early. First, I get out of bed. Then, I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and wash my face. I always feel more awake after washing my face. Next, I go to the kitchen. I make a cup of coffee. I love coffee. While the coffee is brewing, I check my phone. I look at my messages and emails. Sometimes I look at social media for a few minutes. After that, I get dressed. I usually wear simple clothes for work like pants and a shirt. I don't wear fancy clothes every day. Then I eat breakfast. My breakfast is usually simple toast with butter and jam and my coffee. Sometimes I have fruit, too. At 7 a.m. I leave my house to go to work. I take the bus. The bus ride is about 30 minutes. I usually listen to music or a podcast on the bus. I arrive at work at about 7:30 a.m. My work starts at 7:45 a.m. I work in an office. I check my emails and start my tasks. I work on my computer for many hours. At 12 p.m. noon, I have lunch. I usually bring my lunch from home, a sandwich or a salad. I eat with my coworkers. We talk and laugh. It's nice to have a break. In the afternoon, I continue to work. Sometimes I have meetings. My workday finishes at 4:30 p.m. After work, I take the bus home. I usually arrive home around 5 p.m. When I get home, I like to relax for a bit. I sit on the sofa and maybe watch a little TV or read a book. Later, around 6:30 p.m., I make dinner. I like to cook, so I try new recipes sometimes. After dinner, I wash the dishes. In the evening, I like to spend time with my family. We watch a movie together or talk. Sometimes I exercise a little, maybe go for a walk. Before bed, I take a shower. Then I read a book for a little while. I usually go to bed around 10:30 p.m. I try to get enough sleep, about 7 or 8 hours, and that's my typical weekday. On weekends, my routine is very different and more relaxed. Music, great. That was Jessie's daily routine. Again, we hope you enjoyed listening and learned some new words and phrases. Yes, it's a wonderful way to learn. Thank you again, Jessie, for sharing your day with us. And thank you everyone for listening to Mr. English channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with anyone learning English. Yes. And please leave a comment below. Tell us what is one thing you do every day that is part of your routine. We'd love to read your comments. That's a great question, Emily. We love hearing from you. So, that's all for today's episode on daily routines. See you next time. Bye, everyone. Keep practicing your English. Music.